Well, greetings, everyone, and welcome to a very special online event today. It's called Healing with Sacred Dance and the Five Elemental Forces, Sufi movements to bless you into coherence and catalyze your well-being. My name is Stephen Dinan. I'm the founder and president of the Shift Network, and I just have a big smile on my face because we're going to get to spend the next hour with an extraordinary spiritual teacher who moves her body in a way that connects us with the divine and inspires us to really see dance and full-bodied movement as a kind of prayer offering that helps us to consecrate our bodies and our lives to a higher expression. And so her name is Banafsheh Sayyad. She's a sacred dancer, choreographer, and founder of Dance of Oneness. She's taught quite a number of programs for Shift and just never fails to just be an emissary for the beauty of the universe. So Banafsheh, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Stephen. I'm very happy to be with you.
Great. Well, we're going to dive in and dance in together. And I want to let everyone know that we are going to have a brand new program with Banafsheh coming up called Sacred Dance to Activate the Seven Elemental Forces. And so we'll be sharing about that more towards the end of the hour. So more to come with Banafsheh. So Banafsheh, I'd love for us to start with a little bit of talking and just for people to understand a bit about your backstory and journey, and particularly about the marriage of dance and spiritual practice and the five elements that we're going to be exploring today, that how that manifested in your life.
Well, I was born in Iran and currently live in Topanga, California, on the ancestral lands of the native Tongva people. For as far back as I can remember, I had two passions, one for dance and the other for the divine, the mystery of life. And these two flames kind of merged together over time, and my dancing became a way to commune with the mystery and to become a channel for it to express in the world. The merging of these two flames went through different iterations over time as I trained in different dance styles and movement modalities and explored spirituality quite deeply in the Gurdjieff work and the Sufi path, and faced great challenges. I had to leave my country as a teenager with my family against my wishes subsequent to the 1979 Islamic takeover of Iran, to immigrate to the United States, where I was more or less treated like a terrorist, and also faced familial and cultural opposition for in pursuing my passion in dance and choosing it as a profession. But again and again, dance and movement came to my rescue and connected me deeply with the divine and gave me the sense of vastness and expansiveness in difficult situations that I was facing, and showed me a way to navigate them and glean their gifts. That's why I believe so strongly in the power of dance and movement. So I resisted the opposition I was receiving toward pursuing dance, and went ahead and got my Master's of Fine Arts in Dance and Choreography, and toured internationally my own choreography with my dance company Namo for many years. And along the way, I studied Chinese medicine and got my master's in Chinese medicine. Over the years, a third passion emerged. And this was a synthesis from my original two passions. And it is to help people really honor their body and soul and embody themselves, embody who they truly are, and connect with the divine, with the source, with spirit, commune through dance. My experiences and my passions evolved into Dance of Oneness that you mentioned, which is a modality I created that flows in three streams. One stream is dance and embodiment techniques that I have drawn from my background in Persian and Middle Eastern dances, Tai Chi and Qigong, flamenco, whirling, and the Gurdjieff movements. The second stream is wisdom teachings, drawing from the Sufi and Taoist traditions, as well as the divine feminine tradition. The third stream is healing, already to embody these wisdom teachings and to uncover them in the body as above, so below, letting the macro be reflected in the micro is healing and bring us into wholeness. But I also incorporate the chakra system and Chinese medicine as well as modern science into this stream. The Chinese medicine really informs me in how to, create sequences and movements based on the flow of chi or energy in the meridians, the energy pathways, to evoke healing and harmony and coherence. The aim of Dance of Oneness is to bring the mind, body, and heart and soul into oneness and enter into an interconnectedness, a sense of oneness with the greater field of being through embodying love. And I've been teaching this modality for the last 19 years around the world and online since the pandemic. And on Shift, which has been a great excitement for me, sharing with people on the Shift network. And dance, I believe, is a spiritual path, a science of embodiment, and a very joyful modality. So this is what I bring into the Dance of Oneness and into what I teach.
Well, it's a truly remarkable journey you've been on, and there's just such a delightful quality of being that emanates from you that really is clearly connected to the path that you're on, that integrates these different wisdom and mystical traditions through the body. So instead of talking more, it might be beautiful to actually do a bit of a dance transmission of the presence and power of what you're talking about. And then we can talk more about like how to actually build a practice of sacred dance.
I would love to. I'm going to ask everyone as you're receiving this blessing from me, this blessing that I'm going to bring forth through my focus and intention and the power of the spin to open for you whatever you feel needs to open, whether it's a situation or an emotion, whether it's personal or collective, to focus on what you would like an opening in. And as you do that, to sit comfortably and sense the ground with your feet, bringing your hands onto your heart and feeling into your heart. And take some slow, deep breaths through your nose. And I'm going to ask you to stay with sensing the ground with your feet and feeling into your heart and staying with your breath. All three of them or one of them, stay. And as you watch me, see if you can feel my movements inside yourself, like you're moving, you're dancing, opening your heart and freeing yourself of whatever is constricting you, whatever is weighing you down. And open your wings and let yourself fly and feel that you're unlimited and uncontained. And watch whatever you're wanting and opening or release from open and dissolve as we create a field of love together for the highest good of all. So be it.
Well, thank you, Banafsheh, for that beautiful transmission. I mean, there was such an ecstatic quality of being that was emanating from you as you really allowed yourself to be whirled by the universe, it appeared. And I wonder if you want to share a little bit about that practice, which clearly has some roots in whirling practice from Sufism, of like letting yourself become like a conduit for a larger whirling force.
Yes, yes. It's really letting go and surrendering and letting finer energy, be it light or love, to move through you and transmitting that into the world through the heart, through the heart. So it's really a receiving of the light and then through the heart transmitting it into the world. And you basically kind of step out of the way and you're a channel. Then in the meantime, all of you is also inundated with the light, filled with the light.
Hmm. My instinct is when you're doing a full-bodied prayer like that, that's more powerful in terms of the blessing that pours out. But do you have any experiences that affirm that, or that a sense that that's the case, that this is in some ways a more powerful form of prayer?
Oh, as opposed to just kind of seated prayer and
Yes.
with the mind and the heart. Well, for me it is. For me it is. And you can also see how it was for Rumi, for example, that the poetry we love from him so much just poured from him, flowered forth as he whirled with the music, and his followers and friends wrote them down. So this totally giving yourself to this power to move through you, I think, is definitely stronger, definitely more powerful than when you're focusing just with the mind or focusing just with the heart. You're just giving all of yourself to this.
Hmm. And what's your internal experience in just a 5-minute dance like that? How does that shift your quality of being and awareness?
It brings me into sheer joy, and a lot of the times there's such a stillness and such a um, emptiness in a good way, right? In a way where you're not in your head and you're just in presence and you just are, and that is blissful.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, it's beautiful just as a spiritual practice, both internally and to express it out. And I'm wondering if we can shift and talk a little bit about the getting more focused around specific healing elements, and why working with different elements through sacred dance can be such a powerful healing tool for specific things, whether it's physical healing, emotional healing, or other elements that you need healing around.
Yeah, I mean, the nature is composed of the elements earth, water, fire, air, ether, or space. So when we become aware of these elements, knowledge of these elements helps us understand the laws of nature. And we can dance to attune ourselves to these elements and to these laws to attain greater health, wisdom, happiness, harmony. And it is by being intuitively, deeply resonating with the laws of the universe. So these elements, flow through us as agents of love that can purify us, that can cleanse us from the heaviness of daily living, and also amplify the intelligence of the earth and the cosmos that permeate our cells. When the elements are balanced in us, we can regulate our physical, emotional, and mental health pretty easily. But often they're not in balance. Often they're imbalanced, which leads to illness and to overwhelm, which leads to chronic conditions and diseases. So when you begin to understand the elements, begin to have a knowledge of them and recognize them, then you can sense where you're out of balance, and then cultivate the ability to summon the element or elements that can regulate the imbalanced element. For example, if you're hot with anger and anxiety, which is the dominance of the fire element, to summon the water, the cooling powers of the water. Or if there's a preponderance of the earth and you're overwhelmed with your daily tasks and you're stressed out and you feel stuck or stagnant, to summon the buoyancy of air to uplift you. So, we have the healing powers inside ourselves. And when you find the movement and dances that correspond to the elements, then you can summon them when in need, when you're imbalanced.
Can you give us, before I know you're going to lead us into practice, but a little bit of how you can feel which element is working through what type of movement?
If you're wanting to summon the water element, for example, and I'm going to show that in the practice that we're going to do. So the movement is going to be more fluid, is going to be softer. It's going to really emulate water, and in its cooling powers, in its calming powers. And or if you're, for example, too much in your head, or you're completely disembodied, to do movement that really grounds you, movement that really stresses sense connecting with the earth and letting your weight be in your legs, sensing the weight move down and then be kind of distributed evenly in your whole body. So ways that you can summon the elements that you need on the spot. And sometimes, one or two are out of balance, or one or two can regulate. So a combination, learning also how to use the combination of the elements to bring yourself into balance.
Well, with that context set, maybe now would be a good time to lead us in that practice, and we can all join in with you.
Yes. So the practice that I'm going to invite everyone into, a short practice, to just give you a taste of how you can ground through the earth element and open to awareness through the air element, and purify and release through the fire element, and establish calm and peace through the water element, and then connect with ether in the stillness that follows. Okay, I'm going to ask you to stand with your feet as wide as your shoulders. Let your knees be nice and soft, bending them slightly. Please bring your hands onto your heart. Take a deep breath in. Exhale through your nose. In the name of love, let's bow forward, please. Connect your crown with the ground and unfold your arms down, please. As you flow with your breath, stretching the back of your legs here for a few seconds. Keep your face nice and relaxed. Take another deep breath in. With your exhalation, bend your knees. Flow with your breath. Let your tailbone release down. Relax your shoulders further down. And bring your hands on top of your feet. Gently press your feet into the ground. Let your roots descend into the earth. With love, with reverence to the earth. And now start to rise from this deep-rooted love with soft knees. Roll up your spine, sequencing up your spine, letting your head be last to move up. Sense your roots in the earth as you lift your arms up. Take a deep breath in. And with your exhalation, begin to bring your hands down and move slowly, flow with your breath. And as your hands come down, sense along the central channel of your body, your crown, awareness in your forehead, awareness in your neck, in your heart center, awareness in your upper abdomen, and your lower belly, your hips, awareness in the base of your spine and in your legs. Filling up the volume of your body with awareness, the air element, as you're rooted in the earth element. And just stand for a few seconds, presence in your whole body. Now bring your heels down one at a time and sense a sway along your torso, neck, head. Flow with your breath. And now pick up the tempo. Bring your heels down faster and fill your legs with the vibration of your heels coming down, vibration in your hips. Grow the vibration up into your torso, into your heart center, shoulders, arms, and hands. Feel the vibration. Your neck, your head. And now bounce. Bring both heels down. Release the back of your head, your shoulders. Release along your spine. You can even look down, releasing down your back of your legs. Now bring your hands to your heart center again and release the front of your body. Release worry, tension, anxiety. Release the sides of your body, fear, judgment of self, of others. Open, open chains of smallness, unworthiness. Open them and give it all to spirit to be transformed into love through fire. Bring the transformed love down along the central channel and pour it into the earth and step. Creating heat and fire. Move vigorously. And bring your hands up the central channel as you bounce, bringing your heels down, and count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring your hands down. Close your eyes here for a few seconds. Just sense if there's any difference now as you bring your hands down compared to when we started. Feeling more spaciousness in your body. And please open your eyes. Soften in your knees. And pick up one heel at a time. Sensing the back of your legs. Sense your buttocks. Trace up your spine with your awareness. Sense the back of your head. Sensing your whole back. And now move your hands as if you're moving them in water. Move with resistance. Let your palms be connected energetically. Sense the fluidity of your spine. And bring up one arm. Bring up the other arm. Let the back of your arm go up first. Beautiful. And now one arm and the other. Like a wave, moving like a wave. Bring your arms down. Sense your roots in the earth. Spaciousness in your body. And fly your arms up again, level of shoulder. And back down. Softening. Calming. Beautiful. And slowly come to a stillness. And please bring your hands onto your heart and close your eyes. Just be. در این خاک، در این خاک، در این مزرعه پاک، به جز مهر، به جز عشق، دگر تخم نکاریم. These are the Persian words from Rumi as he reminds us, in this land, in this land, in this immaculate field of the body, let's not plant anything but love. Let's not plant anything but kindness. And I add, let's not expand anything but love. Let's not share anything but kindness. Please take a deep breath in. And with your exhalation, open your eyes. Thank you so much. Just bow down with me. And slowly come up with soft knees, rolling up your spine. Flying your arms up and bringing your arms down again. Hands tracing the central channel. There we have it, the 5 elements coming together. A short, short practice.
Well, thank you for that practice. And it's really clear just how all the different elements have very distinct ways of moving through you. So how might you change and evolve that practice as a daily practice depending on what life is bringing at you?
Yeah, it all depends. Basically, that's kind of like a basics, let's say, of bringing these 5 elements together, and then it's kind of like a place to start from, right? You can expand all 5 of them longer, right? You can spend more time in grounding, do movement that really is about stomping and connecting with the earth and sensing how your feet can move into the earth, and you're rooting and opening your hips and letting your tailbone release down. And you can also spend more time in the fire element, in the purifying, the releasing, the transforming of all that is, all the emotions that are there to be transmuted, the emotions that are holding you back, the negative emotions, moving through them and transmuting them. And the water element, you can spend more time in bringing in the fluid movement and the flow element, really accentuating the flow element, and then spending more time in the stillness, in the silence, to connect with the ether, the space. And that's what we will be journeying into, in our course, spending much more time in each of the elements to become really much more familiar with them, and then taking each one, all of the practices that I will be giving to create a daily practice.
I love that the way you're describing releasing certain things into the different elements and different kinds of qualities or densities. And do you sort of enter into each segment with an intention to kind of release a particular experience or particular emotion or quality, or is it just sort of happen or more organically?
Well, yes, what we will do in each of the modules is really first become familiar with what kind of movement gets us attuned to that particular element, if it's the earth, the water, the air, fire, ether. I'm also adding sound and light to our 7-week journey. So first we get, familiar with these elements in terms of movement and dance. And then we'll journey into what kind of emotions, what kind of preponderance in other elements can this particular element bring into balance. For example, the relationship between water and fire. If you're too fiery with the anger and anxiety, as I said earlier, to summon the water. And if you're too spaced out, let's say, too much ether, to have spent too much time emphasizing spirituality over the physical, then grounding, using the earth element to ground, to come back, to really be more embodied. So that's what we will be doing to really bring into balance places that we are out of balance emotionally and also physically, mentally.
I understand that you're wanting to bring in from another culture, the Kogi culture, a little reflection on their prophecy and this moment that we're in, and how movement and sacred dance can help us to really become agents of healing Mother Earth right now. So I'd love for you to
Yeah.
share about that.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up. You know, one of the latest prophecies of the Kogi, who are a native tribe in Colombia, one of the recent prophecies shared in November of last year is an urgent call from Mother Earth to stand with her and to rise up and become healing agents. Uh, it's not unfamiliar to anyone that we have modern lifestyle has brought about a lot of predicaments for the earth. And so she's asking us, she's calling to us to stand with her by June of this year to show that we are truly stepping into being healing agents. Otherwise, she's going to have to take her healing into her own hands, and which means within 2 years after June, much of humanity will perish, and a lot of the earth will have to go through changes. So this invitation to stand with her, and the wars that we're engaged in right now in Gaza, in Ukraine, is only accelerating our demise, because something that is happening anywhere is happening everywhere. So Gaza is everywhere, and there's really no option but ceasefire and de-escalation if we are serious about standing with our Mother Earth and we're serious about our own survival. And I'm not saying this to spread doom and gloom. I actually want to accentuate the opportunity, the opportunity for us to step in as one human family to become healing agents, to really realign ourselves with the elements, re-establish the relationship with the elements around us that are within us. It's not news to anyone that we have polluted the air, we've polluted the waters, we've polluted the soil, and we've basically been living in a preponderance of the fire element. So it's important to come into balance, to open our hearts and open to love. The heart is the gateway to the infinite, to the unlimited. And when we enter into our hearts and live from the heart, raising our frequency into love and maintaining that frequency, we are standing with our Mother Earth. And whatever choices we make will be for her benefit, for her good, and the highest good of all. And I feel it is through dance that we can move and release the emotions and the thought forms that have kept us in constriction, and move them and open to a new story, open to a new story. This dance is heart based. This dance is about opening to love, embodying love.
So it's both a way to release that which no longer serves and draw down in and invoke that which is birthing. Very beautiful. A sobering prophecy, and definitely a call to take a stand for being a healing agent, take a dance for being a healing agent. Banafsheh, it's just so wonderful to be with you, and it's just clear the grace and the poetry that emanates from you in terms of words and movement, and it's really clear that you're being sourced from this current of love and a healing agent. So I know people are going to want to go deeper with you. So let's talk more explicitly about your upcoming program, which is truly going to be a blessing for all those who choose to move forward. So Banafsheh has agreed to teach this program and designed a new program called Sacred Dance to Activate the 7 Elemental Forces, movements to heal, reconnect with nature and the cosmos, and shift into love. You can find it laid out in detail at sacredhealingdance.com, sacredhealingdance.com. It's a 7-week program, and it's really for anyone. You do not have to be a dancer. You do not even have to have a good sense of rhythm. It's really about just opening to an embodied, prayerful, moving practice that can work with different elements and free you from some of the fetters of the past and open to new blessings as a healing agent. Banafsheh, I'd love for you to share in your own words about this program and really why take this journey with you and the importance of this moment. And then I'll read out the module titles. You can give us a preview of what's coming in each.
Yeah, I was sharing about how, our world is so fiery. We're witnessing a real burning from the greed and the old dying patriarchal drive for power that is really burning our world. It's destroying so much of our world through the wars and the rising temperatures. So I invite you to join me in this course where we will be dedicating ourselves to beauty, to raising our frequency into love and maintaining this frequency, so that, and letting our heart be like a sanctuary, a garden amidst the flames. As Ibn Arabi, the Andalusian mystic, said, my heart has become a garden amidst the flames. So you can be a solace to those who are unsettled, and together with all who are doing the same kind of work, expand love, so we can dissolve the hate and the discord and the aggression. And by doing so, really stepping into a more connected and healed and whole place within yourself. And this we will do through exploring the elements, which is both very joyful and very practical, because you can use the knowledge that you will be gaining to bring yourself into healing when something is out of balance, to regulate your own internal state and your physical organ, your physical structures.
So module 1 is called Earth Initiation. Awaken your body to ground and presence, create healthy boundaries, and ease anxiety, overwhelm, and stress.
So in this module, we will be doing grounding movement, and we will dance to connect with Mother Earth and the earth element, to get out of our head and into our body and into the present moment.
Module 2, Water Initiation. Release resistance to transform anger, increase flow, and become more adaptive and resilient.
In this module, you come in touch with how you are 50 to 70% water, depending on your age. And you will do this through movement inspired by Tai Chi and dance that promotes flow and fluid movement. You connect with the cooling, calming aspects of water.
Module 3, Fire Initiation. Transmute lethargy, depression, and uncertainty into passion, joy, and enthusiasm for life.
In this module, we'll explore the transformational and purifying aspects of fire and how to utilize fire as a tool to uplift yourself during moments of low energy, sadness, depression, uncertainty, or despair.
Module 4, Air Initiation. Dispel mental overwhelm and pressure and feel lighter through the synergy of breath and dance.
So here we'll discover, in this module, we discover the air element that connects you to the present moment, and through your breath, which is the presence of the divine in the human. And you will dance with awareness of your life-giving breath and the divinity within you, cultivating focus as well as buoyancy.
Module 5, Sound Initiation. Chant and whirl to create unity, harmony, and coherence in your body, heart, and mind.
So I'm incorporating the element of sound in our 7-week journey. And in this module, you'll be learning the sacred dance of whirling, much more simple than what I was showing. And whirling is called sama, which means to listen. So we will cultivate becoming still, to listen to the voice of spirit, within us, receiving guidance. And we will also chant and explore the healing power of sound.
Module 6, light initiation. Ignite your life force and your intuition to awaken inner vision and embody radiance.
So light is the other element I mentioned I'm incorporating in our 7-week course. So we will dance to clear ourselves, clear our channel, and receive the light, experiencing our light body, activating inner vision, imagination, and intuition.
And finally, module 7, ether initiation. Quiet mental chatter, come home to your body and access possibility, interconnectedness, and freedom.
In this final module, we will explore ether as no thing and everything at the same time. Stillness and the very thing that makes all movement and life possible, connecting us to spirituality, intuition, and our full potential.
Well, what an exquisite offering. And again, it's all laid out in detail at sacredhealingdance.com. You do not need to have any specific background in dance or a sense of rhythm even. It's really about just your own spontaneous movements and letting these different currents and qualities and elements move through you. If you choose to join, you'll get not only the 7 90-minute live sessions with Banafsheh, which is going to include time to ask your questions directly and interact as a group. There's also recordings of every session, video and audio, so you can go back. It's like having a library of classes you can go back to for the different medicine you need of the moment. There'll be word-for-word transcripts to work with, study, and highlight. There's weekly exercises and practices you can do on your own, a Facebook community to enhance and deepen your experience, as well as small group time to connect with other participants. And on the page, you'll see a number of extra bonuses that are really designed to enhance your journey and add some other elements. There's a oneness yoga and stretching, which is a mixed level video practice that Banafsheh teaches. I want to share a little bit about oneness yoga and stretching.
Yeah, this is a practice as a 45-minute practice that is both rigorous, calming, bringing you into a deep sense of peace. So it's important to augment what we're going to do in the course with this video, but you can also just enjoy it on its own. It's something to do daily if you have the time.
It's great extra bonus. And there's also a second bonus called How to Ground Spirituality in Your Body. There's a session with Banafsheh from the Mystics Summit, which is a really celebrated summit that we've put on a number of times. And Banafsheh, you want to share about how to ground your spirituality in your body?
Oh, that's going to be the subject of our course, really. A lot of us are, we either live in our heads or completely disembodied. So every day we're missing out on coming into wholeness, which will make us much more at ease with what is and make us happier. And I'm talking about really sensing and filling up the volume of your body, being in touch with your breath. If we were supposed to just be in our heads, then we would be brains flying around. We have a body, so let's come into it and let's open into love through our body.
And finally, there's one extra bonus that is our special bonus for those folks who choose to move forward today by midnight Pacific time. There's a video performance from Banafsheh called A Dance Transmission of Love and Possibility. So it's our special bonus for you when you sign up right away. So Banafsheh, you want to share more about that dance transmission?
Yeah, this is actually from a live performance that I did in December of 2023 with a wonderful group of musicians. And the event was in honor of Rumi's passing, which he called his wedding night. December 17th is his wedding night. So we did this offering of music and dance, whirling primarily in his honor. And so really the energy of it is the energy of how life is endless. It always is, and death is not an end.
What a beautiful program. And that's a great extra bonus to sign up right away. And I always encourage people to really take this time after this call to like read through, tune in with your body. If you need to do a prayer or get intuitive guidance, and if you're getting a nudge of excitement to move forward, then do so, because there's no risk and there's a money back guarantee of your satisfaction, as well as the extra bonus of a dance transmission of love and possibility if you do choose to move forward today. So it's truly going to be an amazing program. People love to study and dance and open with Banafsheh. There's almost an entrainment with her state of being that just causes you a kind of mystical flowering in people, and it's really quite a blessing. So we've kept the investment for this program very accessible. It's just 3 payments of $128, or you can save 10% when you pay in full with one payment of $349. The course is going to start on February 29th and run Thursdays at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 Eastern. But even if you can't make the live times, you can still get the full value with the recordings, transcripts, and the community as well. And I particularly encourage you to go and read through some of the testimonials. It's just really beautiful. There's real, almost poetic testimonials to just Banafsheh speaks in poetry, and her teachings are profound. It's working with Banafsheh brought me so much closer to feel within my body the subtle energy flows, and really beautiful testimonials from the power of working with her as a teacher of sacred dance and embodiment and becoming a healing agent. So again, the program is called Sacred Dance to Activate the 7 Elemental Forces, Movements to Heal, Reconnect with Nature and the Cosmos, and Shift into Love. And you can find it all in detail at sacredhealingdance.com. So Banafsheh, we're nearing the end of our hour together. Anything that's still on your heart you want to share with folks who are considering doing this program with you?
Yes, I want to invite you to really explore what does it mean to be myself, to be in my body. Especially for those of us who don't have a practice that is body-based, that we have, other practices that evolve us mentally and emotionally. But what about the body practice? The invitation in the way that we are, in the form that we are, is to embody yourself. Now, whether you do that today or next week or next year, it's something that you're going to have to do. And let me say that sacred dance, the way that we are going to experience it in this course, is one of the most effective, powerful, and joyful ways to come home to your body and to be who you truly are. I love this quote from Joseph Campbell. He says, "The privilege of a lifetime is being who you are." And this is my invitation to join me and discover for yourself the joy and the amazing feeling that you will have from dancing in this course. So I look forward to seeing you and sharing this life-changing dance with you.
Well, thank you for that. I feel just more heart-centered and more in a flow and open and trusting, and just being in this hour with you. So thank you, Banafsheh, for really just being such a graceful practitioner of this art of sacred healing dance, and for blessing us with really guidance for how we can do the same. So thank you, Banafsheh, and thank you all for joining. And if you feel called to go further, again, you can get all the details at sacredhealingdance.com and get registered today, and you'll get that special bonus transmission when you sign up by today, which is called A Dance Transmission of Love and Possibility. So thank you, Banafsheh, and thank you all for joining. Many blessings.
Thank you.